I saw the screen move over there, and for a second I was like, oh god, I'm not there. I'm not there again. They've removed me from the screen. But hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? So I've realized I have a problem when it comes to streaming, okay? See, I have all these things I want to talk about when we get onto stream, but I do the whole, you know, hey, let's say hi to everybody bit, which I love to do, don't get me wrong. It's fantastic. Music's kind of loud. You're kind of loud. I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. Anyways, hello, Vanya. Mwah. Love you, Vanya. But thank you for the comment. It is important, and I appreciate you letting me know. Anyway, so I keep forgetting what I want to talk about, like halfway into stream, like immediately, because, you know, I do the whole hey thing. So this time I've written down on my phone No, you can't. No, wait, wait. My phone's dead. My phone's dead. I put down notes on my phone to read off so I could talk. Okay, let me grab my phone charger real quick so I can charge my phone. Wow. No, you can still check in. I haven't said hi to anybody yet. How am I feeling for this morning? I'm doing okay right now. We have stuff to talk about. Let me grab my phone charger real quick. Okay, we're back. Yes. Hello. Someone sent Gene $50 for a maid dress. You can just send me $50. I will also just take $50. That is an option. You're legally allowed to just, you know, hey Gene, I think you're really cool. Here, have $50. Am I that cool? Am I at least that cool? No? Well, you know, I tried. I'm also eating a sandwich right now. Can you say redeem? Redeem. I can say quite a few things. You'd be surprised, Neeks. I'm very talented when it comes to saying words. So yes, for me, it's not very difficult to say the word redeem. But you know, thank you for bringing that one to my attention. You know, I'm doing, I think, you know. Y'all, if Neeks could strangle me, if Neeks could reach to the screen and strangle me, they would. And they live close enough that they probably could if they really tried. They really tried. But... one second, let me get the speaker bot going so I can actually pay attention to things. Ooh, my head hurts. Okay, but thank you for giving me that. I'm a wonderful person and I deserve peace. Thank you, Yoshihiko. Lovelies, head pats, recharges. Y'all relax. It will come back. Okay, so hospital. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Y'all know how to count, right? You're gonna prove to me your count. Well, I do. I go through everybody. Okay. So chat. I don't know who wants to start. There we go. Thank you. You're trying to count to 10. Remember, no repeat numbers, so you got to start over. You're trying to make it to 10. All right, we're going to do this in the southern voice, apparently. Thank you kindly. All right, so first off, we got Talizama. Thank you so much for that. First, congratulations. Full Metal Brook, congratulations on second. And Solian, congratulations on getting third. Very impressive. Proud of you, brother. Then we're going to do all the check-ins now. So hello, Carmia. God, I mean, I don't know why you ain't checking in, getting one of them firsts. You're in here before most anybody else. Talisima, hello. Hello to Gangsta Neeks, lovely to see you. Hello, Annabelle. Hello, Lachlan and Dumpster and Sky. And hello, Show Weirdo and Mew Kitty and Silver Vang. Hello, Echo Infernal, Humenia, Useless Huntress, Kitty Lover, Lentia and Galactic. Hello, Unstable Raccoon and Sovereign. And Sky and Gay Frogs. I was going to just call you Gay, which feels not the best to do. Hello, Julia, and hello, Lucius and Sylvie. Thank you for the head pats. Hello, Catalyst and Honey and Dea the Balkan. Hello, Mo the Hockey Girl. Mo the Hockey Girl, are you a hockey girl? Or are you just Mo? I kind of like the name Mo on a girl, actually, so it's kind of sick. Hello, Buttertub. Hello, Ellie. Hello, Eli. Hello, Gibbets. Hello, Elite. Hello, Red Faye. Hello, Ghost Siren and Lilybad. Hello, Virus. Lovely to see you, new face. Hello, Discorded Fox and Galaxy. Hello, Fern and Bloom. Hello, Kira and Pandragon, Yoshihiko and IDK Miri. Hello, Glitcher the Ditch, Yoshihiko. Thank you for the headbands. Hello, I Heart Visual Kai. Ain't that a genre of Japanese music? I actually like Visual Kai. It's kind of solid. Hello, Kakashi's wife. Hey, handsome. Thank you. Hello, handsome to you too, I suppose. Hello, darling Yoko and Sakona and Sleepy Bros and Luna. Hello, PBJ and Red Moon and Tide Bunny. Hello, Pinky Cafe. Hello, little frog. Hello, Vanya. Hello, my favorite raccoon. I think you'd look fantastic wearing a little tuxedo. Hello, Kuromi. I can't pronounce that. Hello, Red Feather, or Rain Feather. Hello, Highland Moo Moo. Hello, Shen Huli. Hello, Kiana and Amelia and Sleepy Sunny Puppy and Onyx the Shadow Wolf and Calypsy. Wow, we got a lot of people. Hello, Zen Moon and Z Makari. Hello, Makari. Hello, Dollies. Would you still love chat if we were a worm, specifically the worm from the Tremors that eat people and destroy cities? Would you sacrifice strangers to... Wait. I'm gonna... Pause. We're almost done. Hello, little mouse. Hello, Catbox and Gay Frogs. We have two gays. I mean, I assume we have more than two gays, but we have two people who self-identify. Hello, Sif. Good to see you. Hello, Guani Boy. Kira. Hello, Welshie the Badger. Hello, Miss Wolf. Hello, Black Silver. Hello, Siren. Good to see you. Hello, Pebbles. Hello, Elliptical Panda. And hello, Blitz. That is everyone who has checked in. Oh, that's a lot of names to read. We have at least two gays. I'm going to be honest. We probably have a lot more. I'm Pan. For those of you who keep being like, no, Gene's gay. Hey, I don't care what you have in your pants, as long as it's money. Just kidding. But you know. All right. So, Calypsy, would you still love chat if we were a worm? Specifically the worm from Tremors that eats people and destroys cities. Would you sacrifice strangers to us to keep us happy? Would you knit us scarves for our little mini mouths? Wait. Hello. What do you mean the worms from Tremor have tiny mouths? Also, hello, Unlucky and Danica. The worms in Tremor... Wait, has anybody here seen Tremors? Does anybody know what Tremors is? Wait, I don't know what generation we have here. They might be too old or too young. Okay, Tremors are old sci-fi movie, giant worms in a desert, and there's multiple of them. I've never seen any of them. I just know because my dad would tell me about them, and they're just a bunch of really big worms. It was the mouth open reaching for a victim. Okay, so it has a mini mouth in its mouth. I would not make you a mini mouth for a scarf, or not make you a scarf for a mini mouth, because I guess that's inside of your throat, and that'd be weird. Would I still love you as a giant worm? I mean, who says I love you now? Kidding. I do love you. Y'all are fantastic. So yes, I would still love you as giant worms, and I would probably use you to take over small countries. Maybe not even small countries. I don't know. With enough of you, 100 giant worms? You do a lot. We do a lot with that. So, I mean, if you were smaller worms, I might love you. I'm sorry. Thank you for the hydrate. I mean, we don't want to take over the world. Thank you for the stretch. I honestly just want like Madagascar or something. I don't know if Madagascar is nice to live in, but I imagine it's beautiful, right? Like there's no reason Madagascar should not be gorgeous. Or it's a desert. And I've never seen Madagascar except in the Madagascar movies. So, you know, do you think Madagascar is pretty? That's very important to me. Anybody know? We will take Madagascar, make it a great living place for you. Thank you. See, boom. We can have Madagascar. Or like, I don't know. What's a city nobody likes? Detroit? Should we rebuild Detroit? Let's rebuild Detroit. It's gonna be great. Let's take Australia. Oh no, you know what? Okay, no, hear me out. Hear me out. Big brain right now. People, Paris, Pinky, Pinky. I can tell you're not French. I know what you are, Pinky. I know what you are, Pinky. No, so, okay, theory. Big brain theory, right? Big giant worms dig tunnels through the ground, right? So we could aerate the soil in Australia, making the outback a better quality dirt, and worms eat dirt and they poop it out. So y'all would eat the dirt, poop it out, and you would fix Australia. Yeah. I mean, there'd be like a whole period where we have to wait for it to grow, and that wouldn't be the best. But, you know, we'll do great. No, now we can eat dirt. Look, if you can eat dirt and digest it and be healthy doing so, go for it. But you, as you are currently, can't do it. Do you like hot Cheetos? I am technically on the bisexual spectrum, so I guess I legally am required to. I will eat hot chip and I will lie. No, that's if I'm a girl. Girls only know charge their phone, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. So, I hate to tell you all of this, but apparently I'm a girl. I'm a hot Cheeto girl. Does that make me a hot girl who likes Cheetos or a girl who likes hot Cheetos? This is important to me. Not doing anything without Bert Gumner, so I don't know who Bert Gumner is. Mia, have we dug into the smooch cave yet? Stop trying to dig into the smooch cave. Did I miss something? The stream I tabbed out for a bit, came back and wiped chat or stream. Nice. Look, I have done some good vibe things. Oh! Okay. So, we have some things to do today. Remember, we have our gratitude list. Are you ready? The Jetson Challenge. What modern invention or technology have you used recently for which you are particularly grateful? Can I love myself instead of loving you all? No. Pause and ponder how your life or work is improved because of this. Okay, chat. What technology do you like? What technology are you grateful for? We're going to be grateful today. Your phone? Nice. Hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am grateful for Minecraft. I'm going to be honest, I played Minecraft most of today. I took my Adderall, and I was like, I got to clean. I'm going to focus on cleaning because these guys are going to come here to do maintenance on this place or do something, which we got to talk about them in a second. And I cleaned like 3 things and immediately hopped onto Minecraft. Toilets. Ooh, toilets is a good one. Phone is great. I love phone. And honestly, Twitch is not bad, but that was just in TV that we care about more. Also, whoever posted the little emo thing, the emu Otori here. Hi, everybody. That's adorable. I like that welcome. First stream so far. The whole vibe. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Chicken pin because I have 2. Ow! Why are you bonking me? I need a place to put them without coming into my house. Okay, you know what? You don't think about agriculture a lot, and we would not be alive. Most of us would be dead, freezing in the wilderness if it wasn't for modern agriculture. So, bam, proud of you. I'm so grateful for Minecraft. That's the first thing I hopped onto when I woke up today. Me too. My iPad because CSP, my car because Vroom, but I do have to have fun painting. Paint me a picture. Remember, chat, if you're going to make art, you might as well make art of me because I like art and art is great. Also, without computers, I wouldn't have a job. So, love computers. Yay! Mute Gene. What? I should. Okay, I'll mute myself. Sorry. Anyways, I hope to get a new job soon. This is not perfect. It's boring without me, right? Please tell me it's boring without me. Please tell me it's boring without me. Y'all, I need the validation to be like, Gene, you are what makes this stream go well. Thank you. Some of you care about me. I would go insane. Oh, I love any art. I am broke though, so I cannot hire any artists currently. The whole time you stop talking, we cry. That sounds so sad. All I can imagine now is y'all are sitting there and suddenly I just stop talking for 3 seconds and just go and then I talk again and suddenly you're happy. That's not a healthy way to live your life. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm kind of rambling. Okay. So, things that have happened today. Also, hello, RP Goddess. Hello, Tequila Sunrise. Hello, Spooky Cast, Info Microwave. Hello, Addie the Batty. Hi, Addie Batty. Hello, Ocean Nixtama. Hello, it's Zenix. Oh, Chris, thank you for the follow. Hello. Oh, we already asked the question. Sweet. Okay, so, what has happened today? Today, people came by to, like, inspect my apartment. And I guess it was just to see if anything was broken or if like some install had been done properly, because they just came by and replaced, air filter or something. But there was 4 of them that showed up wearing like police style vests. And I was immediately thinking, what? And it was the weirdest thing. And they just came in and he was like, yep, okay. And they didn't even open anything. So I'm so confused why they came by. But, like, it was kind of terrifying to have all these people. I mean, okay, first off, they were, like, really short Hispanic girls. And there was, like, one, like, short Hispanic guy. So, like, it wasn't that, like terrifying. But also, it was just weird. 2 minutes southernmost. All right. Gene ignored my appreciation. I'm sorry, Ghost. I can't read and talk at the same time. You'd be surprised. I can only do one thing at once. But if you want to pop it by me again, please let me know. I do appreciate you appreciating me. Next thing. Why am I beeping? So for those of you who don't know, I've been taking Spanish class. Not Spanish class. That's the opposite. I've been taking Japanese. I know 14 letters. Woo! I cannot say a single word. Actually, no, I can say "ao," which is blue. And I know, was it Midori, which is green, and a bunch of other ones. Well, because, like, it's hard to be intimidating when they're short. So, yeah, I know about 14 letters, which is great, I think, personally. But, I noticed that, so I have a lovely Japanese lady who's my teacher, right? And she's in Japan, and she does the whole all the time. And it made me feel so validated to do it, but also I didn't want her to think I was mocking her, because I do like it's part of my daily vocab now. And so I'm partially afraid that she thinks I'm making fun of her. How do I ask her if she thinks I'm making fun of her? But I do know how to say shut up in Japanese. Was taught by a puppet on TikTok. Valid. In Japanese. All right. We're going to learn this in Japanese right now. How do I ask, do you think I'm making fun of you in Japanese? All right. Google. Translate. All right. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the menagerie. All right. No, I'm still doing Southern right now, girly pop. I know it ain't the most, like, over the top Southern. I mean, if you really want me to do it, I can go all in on this thing right now. I can go up front here a little bit more if that's a little bit more your style. Or I can drop it back here a little bit. Now, you just got to tell me which kind of version you're wanting, and I could do them both. All right, Google Translate. Do you think I'm making fun of you? All right, it's watashi ga anata o karakate iru to omo I masuka. There we go. I made myself want to fly a $6 million plane. So did I get it? Did I nail it? Ora wa do to male pronouns. What? Don't trust Google Translate? I mean, look, if I go to my Japanese teacher and I throw this at her, oh, well, okay, watashi wa. Oh, damn. You tell me that I'm going to have to learn male and female pronouns in Japanese? Is it like a she? Like a she, her kind of situation? Like a he, she? Or is it like the stupid German thing? What's der, die, das, denn, alles, da, alles ist so blöd. Ich hasse diese Sprache. Es ist eine schöne Sprache. Ich meine Muttersprache. So, ich kann es nicht so gut sprechen. Aber es ist eine blöde Sprache. Sprache? Yeah, anyways. Yes, so yeah. German uses der, die, das, den, dem, where things change not only based on the part, but also like the time frame. Like, are you talking present, past, or whatever, or like you talking in certain participles or whatever? She, he, they is so much easier. I hate German sometimes. That's why I forgot most of it, because it was so difficult. Just use desu. Desu. I don't understand people sometimes. I don't either. Don't you just love languages? I know. I do, but I hate them. Guys, my brain hurts. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, here, I'll walk you through this, okay? If I were to say, she did this, instead of she, you'd say sie. Sie macht das. Yeah? So sie macht das. Du machst das. Ich macht das. I think that's right. Sie macht das. Yeah, it was this T. And then it changes, like the second word changes if you're saying you, me, or them. And it's so... You can speak exclusively in third person to avoid pronouns. You know what? Gene knows this. Gene does know this. But Gene would think that'd be insane. Oh, and I mean, yeah, we're talking about German for some reason, and Russian is even harder. Any Russian like Cyrillic language is insane, and it also doesn't help that Russian teachers, hey, thank you for the follow, are dicks. I have never heard a single good thing about a Russian teacher except, well, if you didn't know it now, after many hours of crying, you will know it perfectly soon. Hello, Galaxy. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the menagerie. Oh, sorry. Let me mute while I eat. I'm sorry. But yes, Russian teachers are the most brutal teachers out there. That, like, they will... If you don't do it perfect, you will do it perfect until you're done. Meow, kitty, you're fine. I felt so weird saying that. Meow, kitty, you're fine. Thank you for the check-in. Exactly. You'll be able to... Well, I didn't know how to play the violin before I got here, but now I do. Well, you know, at least it was a good violin lesson, right? It was a Russian-speaking lesson. They beat me until I could ballet dance, do gymnastics, play violin, and speak. And I still can't say da properly. That. I had a friend take a Russian lesson, and the teacher refused to move on past da because nobody pronounced it properly. It's... Anyways, you know we're going to be playing Dispatch today, right? I still have more things to talk about. We're still going through all the things that I want to talk about today. I hope you all are fine with this. I would Russian sweet. Exactly. You missed the last one. Oh, wow, this late in life. I'm not like 60. Honey Bunch, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm most definitely not like end of life here. I'm before middle age minimum. What do you mean late in life? What is it like? Oh yeah, you can only learn things when you're in your teens. As soon as you hit 20, you better shut off your brain. Anything beyond that, ooh, illegal. No learning. Gina's actually, I'm sorry. End of life service announcement soon. Did you hear about Jenna Marbles' dog? I don't know if anybody else cares about this, but Jenna Marbles' dog is in end of life care. They announced that. Jenna Marbles, who left the internet completely, did her own thing. They came back and made an announcement. Hey, Marbles, the dog is in after end of life care. I didn't need to know that. I didn't need to know that. that I'm sad now. And like, why? Why? I mean, yeah, no, that dog did live forever though. Who's laying the casket? All her fans, so they can let her down one more time. Okay. Last thing. Well, I mean, I have more stuff to talk about, but the last thing I'm going to talk about is, y'all, I don't think I'll never not get excited getting recognized in a chat. Because originally I was going to talk about, I went to Cha-Cha's stream earlier, right? I was just kind of vibing, trying to watch what other VTubers do to like understand. I really feel like I'm missing one thing to have like that next level of streaming, right? Like, I mean, I love you all so much, but like for me to hit like go from hobby streamer to full-time working streamer, there's something missing in my head, okay? In a way of acting. So I'm trying to watch some of the bigger VTubers and kind of pick up what they're doing. Anyways, I went there and I made a comment. And she goes, oh, hi, Gene. And, you know, we've rated a few times, but, like, still, to have her be like, hey, Gene, like, specifically me, like, pull me out of the whole crowd and be like, hey, Gene, honey, how you doing? Was like, my heart. But then I thought about it. And, you know, I went to somebody, Pandragon, I went to your friend's stream. And I was like, oh, hey, I like your weird, like, VTuber position because you're hanging up in the corner. And she's like, oh, I know you. And that was also super cool. Like, it was so exciting to have someone be like, oh, I know who you are. And so I don't think it matters how big a person is. It's just always going to be like, it's Gene. Especially when I don't know the person that well. Why are we hitting me? Why are we hitting me again? Rude. What did I do? What did I do? Okay. My sandwich is almost done, by the way. I made a chicken teriyaki and cheese sandwich. It's very tasty. Uh-huh. Thank you, Vixie. Welcome to the menagerie. Also, a reminder, we're going to be changing the way winning the follower or like any of the gambling thing works. I'm going to make a wall of winners where we're going to honor the winners, and I'm going to give like little shout outs to them at the end of the week. Whoever has the most will get like, you know, extra special place of honor. Well, since Papa, can I have cuddles, please? I will cuddle whoever. Gene, how many times must I explain I need violence and chaos? Oh, okay. While we get this set up, chat, I have one question for you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how chaotic are you feeling today? How chaotic are you feeling today on a scale from 1 to 10? You're going to bed? Good night, sleep well. I guess you're at like a 0.5 then. 20? No, 1 to 10. Y'all immediately. The first number is 25. 20 minus 5. Vanya, love that. Thank you, sweetie. 7 is a reasonable. 420 is stupid. 10, 9, 8, 8, 5. 5 is solid. I like 500. Negative, I'm overstimulated. Dea, I feel sorry for you, but you know you're coming to my stream in the evening, right? I'm just gonna be overstimulating. I'm sorry. Like, do I overstimulate you all? Skill issue, yes. Am I overstimulating for a lot of you? Okay. Sometimes, yeah. What is overstimulating about it? Is it because I talk too fast? If I calm down and talk like this speed, is this a little bit better? Because I know I get too excited sometimes and I talk really, really fast. You're common compared to a different streamer? No. He thinks we are issues. I don't think you're issues. Okay. 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 When it gets loud. What gets loud? Like games? Or like loud music? This is like we're taking a quick little survey here. He hates us. I don't hate you. I have never hated you. I love you all so very, 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 very much. Why must you live in the basement? Oh, just be patient. Be patient. Nothing's happening right now. Shoot, where did my button go? Where did that? Huh? What? Oh, there it is. All right, just Anyways, there's ice cream in the basement now. I got ice cream. When it gets loud in general, okay, does my mic get too loud? Because I have it limited to this current volume, but it should always be at like near this volume. All right, here we go. So for those of you who don't know, hello everybody. This is the basement, and you might be wondering, Gene, why do you have a weird, dark, dingy basement? Now you see, a long time ago, I had this theory. Stop it. Sit down. Behave yourself. Bonnie, I missed what you said. I need to know what you said. Tell me. So, I realized that I need to hit 75 average viewers, right? To hit partner. And, the only way I could figure out how to do this is by, you know, locking people up. So, hello, enjoy your time here. Welcome to the basement. I will feed you as best I can. We're not only doing brick-in, I've decided brick-in itself is not the best. So I will start taking orders again. You're going to have to just write down your food requirements, okay? Like I just allergy requirements. You don't get a pick. Some of you are getting nuggies. Most of you are getting nuggies. You know what? I might just take y'all to McDonald's and we'll see if we can order. Oh, shoot. What are we at? Like 30,000 followers across all platforms now? 30,000 orders of nuggies. Can anybody like not eat nuggies? Is there anything else from like McDonald's that you want? You're not getting freedom. You're not allergic to anything. Perfect. Nap time. Is there anything from Nap time? Did you know you can't eat the fries at McDonald's? Did you know you can't eat the fries at McDonald's if you have gluten issues? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Cheers. 1 second. Yeah. So the reason why you can't eat potato products at McDonald's is... Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. Welcome to the menagerie. Is because they cover their fries and stuff with like flour. They also like cover it with flour to make them more crispy, and they coat them. Exactly. The coating is not good. Can't I get Mexican instead? You're getting Taco Bell and you're gonna like... No, is Southern Voice the only one available right now? Did I forget to turn on whiny or nerdy? Yeah. No. So here's what they do. They take the French fries, right? And they pour flour on top of them so that they create... We'll get to that one. Thank you, Gibbets. So that... How dare you? I'll get in the cage. But, so... Alright, so... Oh no, wine is intentionally gone. They cover the fries in flour to make them extra crispy. And so that is fantastic, but they make them gluten intolerant. So, yeah, do not do the fries at McDonald's if you have gluten issues. I know it's because my ex was vegan and gluten intolerant. So, y'all, I had to learn how to cook everything fresh. I tried to make gluten-free bread for like a month. Still haven't figured it out. Fruit is a yes. I'll make sure you get fruit. Y'all need fruit. I need fruit. And I mean, I am anyways. Thank you for the follow, Erica568. Grapes. Oh, man, Y'all, have you seen what they've been doing with grapes? Okay, we have to do the German now. Have you been seeing what they are doing with grapes? Because what they're doing with grapes is insane, So they make like the cotton candy grapes and all these other things. They made the grapple for a while. It was crazy. So you're calling yourself a fruit, but I call you a fruit cake. Thank you for the bits. Can you say... You're doing fine. Keep it up. Which I mean, they might not be your favorite thing, but like, there are so many different kind of grapes that are fantastic. Super corn! No. Yes, but no. I'm a little upset. No, we have to play games. We have to play video games. I can't be here forever. I will say, though, that corn is so stupid. Corn is so stupid because we have spent so much time making... No, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. We gotta play game. Game time. I will rant about my hatred of corn. I love corn, but I hate it too. Okay. No, but I love the band corn. The band corn is fantastic, okay? Okay, so, wait a second. Here's why, give me a second. No, we'll talk about corn very briefly. Let me get the cage. There it is. Okay, so, Alexa, 5-minute timer. Okay, so, no. Corn was amazing. It was like a high protein type thing for a long time. Now, I want a Happy Meal. I will get you a Happy Meal. I got myself a Happy Meal the other day, and it was the greatest thing. I still have the toy around. I have the toy right here on my desk. I don't know what it is. It's so dumb looking, but I love it. Okay, so I love corn. I love corn. Corn is delicious, but in America, we mass produce corn. And so we had to figure out a way to use all this corn. So we created high fructose corn syrup, which is a super sweet thing that you need a heavy amount of acid to reduce so that like it is actually enjoyable. And so we put that in everything. And so we used all this stuff to produce corn. And then we give government subsidies for the production of corn. But corn is not the best thing to only produce, except it is a guaranteed government subsidy for a lot of these people. So they get money for brewing only corn, and so we use a bunch of fertilizer, and so we screw over so much of the land in corn production because the government refuses to maybe subsidize a different crop, you know, or maybe, you know, just like, I don't know, maybe we use sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. If you have to do a chemical process to make the sugar, maybe we can just use sugar, you know, where you, okay, anyways, that's enough of that. Can I? Chirp, chirp, I'm a bird now. Gene, want a cracker. There you go. And it's expensive. It's expensive. And so many places, though, like, you cannot survive off of the sale of corn. You have to have the government subsidies. And they subsidize the corn so that it stays cheap so we can use it as sugar for everything. Why? Why? Maybe we can have some expensive sweets, okay? Maybe we have some expensive sweets. I'm okay paying a little bit extra for sweets if it's going to be healthier. And maybe we can have cheaper other foods. I don't know. Give me a grape. I'd like a grape. All right, we ready? I got put in jail. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. And it tastes better everywhere else. Crunchy green grapes. Did you know crunchy green grapes are good for voice acting? If you ever have like the sound of like a wet mouth, like that, crunchy green grapes, especially like the little ones, are very like good for drying you out a bit. Does Gene know the difference between? I mean, I can ask. What is it called? Freddos. We can talk about how Freddos have gone up in price. All right. I don't know the difference, but I do know, like, taste-wise, I don't know if there's, like, anything beyond the taste of the Vanya. All right. We are on episode, I think we're on the last episode, episode 8. We just started episode 8. No? Oh, tell me more, Vanya. Is it the sugar? All right, here we go. Mine is a German favorite. I prefer German. Ooh, the milk. We're on episode 8. Alexa, stop timer.
5-minute timer canceled.
All right, here we go. American chocolate isn't bad. Oh, I'd love to make you all spaghetti. But it's like definitely significantly worse than Milka. Ooh, valid zesty. Zesty. Oh, yeah, pink. It just ended. Ooh, Vanya, that is interesting. Okay. I thought your name was Kill Dream because I have a bot reading it off to me, but it's Kill with a Q. Here, 1 second. Alexa, set a 3-minute timer. You missed it, Pink. You get it. Game's a little loud. Sorry. Game good? Or a little bit still too loud?
Oh, thank you. That's your lifesaver.
I love snails. Oh, wait, first off, is the game audio too loud? Should we turn it down a little bit more? And then snails, I need to talk to you specifically. I love snails. Can you take me to Snurch? Take me to Snurch. Anyway, sorry. It's good? All right, cool. Over every chocolate, I really like dark chocolate the most. Other chocolates are unfortunately too sweet. Valid, especially if you like get used. Yay! I'm so excited. Take me to Snurch. A little bit lower.
Report coming in from the refinery. Multiple augmented villains breaking containment.
He is pretty. I haven't thought about this man, but like, look how stylish he is. Like, he's so well put together. Oh shit. Let's go.
I just think I need to get out into the field for us to have a shot.
Go. We got you covered. Oh shit. The tablet.
Keep an eye on the feed.
I only like chocolate that has caramel. Caramel or caramel? Caramel or caramel? Important. Everybody, tell me the right way to say it. Caramel, caramel, or a different way. I'm ready. Caramel.
My typing not the best.
Ah.
You look like you can use the help. We can use whatever.
Caramel. Camamel. Camel. Rel. Caramel. Was there an option for me to... Did I miss an option? I was reading. Did I miss an option where I could have fist pounded that guy? Was there an option? No? Okay, thank God. Okay, time to go back to phlebotomy. Please come look at my blood later. I think I might need to have a bloodletting done. Caramel? Okay, no. No, sweet. Okay. Hello, Editor Coltrane. Hello, chat. Can we get a shout out for Editor Coltrane? Editor Coltrane has edited some of my past clips, some of my favorites. Have you ever seen Gar of Jarlik? That's cool right there. Check them out.
You gonna finish your sentence, big man?
Game's great though. We're near the end. This is the last chapter.
We should have the rest of the team trickling in, so we'll have to make do for now. Lucky for us.
We're short-handed. Fuck you.
We all know you'd say the same shit about whoever.
Alexa, stop.
Look alive. We just gotta hold it down
I gotta take the cage off. Yay.
till the cavalry arrives.
Oh, bet. No, come on. Stick me.
I don't know if I'm making memories right now.
Yes, the mustache guy is Jacksepticeye, and the Bathead man is Moist Critical. So cool.
Jumping Jesus. Red Ring swarming all over the fucking city.
First things first, yes, half the team is
Yes,
missing.
yes,
Let's
yes.
fix that immediately. Next, LA is on fire. Okay, we'll work on that.
Right.
Thing. Fucking Red Ring is oozing out of every crack in the city.
Damn, dog. That's a lot of things.
It is.
Oh my God, it is Young Gravy. Whoa. It's pitch shifted Young Gravy. Prisma's Thought Squad, which is really cool. Why are you sad, Moon?
But nothing we can't handle. So, I need you guys to focus. Shit's only gonna get worse if you don't. You with me?
I guess.
Great.
Yeah. No, we're not sad. We're not sad. Okay. Red Ring has just released an experimental contaminant. Track it down, capture. Without harming it. Oh, come on. Okay, track it down needs smarts, right? Shoot.
Isn't that what we pay SDN for? We're not evacuating.
Okay, convince the mayor to evacuate. Girl. Can I upgrade either of you? Oh, heck yeah. Girly Pop, you got this. Thank you. Good luck.
Red Ring's at Kryptonite. Doppel's out there already, but there's too many. Even
Oh,
for
take
him.
your meds. If you need meds, go take them. Clear the goons out of the Kryptonite. Protect defensive employees.
There's a suspicious package outside of City Hall. Please send someone to investigate. Bomb squad is tied up.
Shoot.
Red Ring just released an experiment from containment. It's a, big thing with claws.
Man, I don't know what this is gonna be. I feel like none of my guys right now are suited for it. Clear the Red Ring goons out. It's just fighting, right? Protect the defenseless. Okay, sweet. Oh. No, stream looks fine. Anybody else experiencing any lag? We good? Sorry, I zoned out there. Everyone good? We good? Twitch issue? Ah, got you. Ooh, nailed it. Oh, she's perfect. She's flawless. She is so hot.
Robert, the bar on the top left.
I mean,
That's
okay.
Torrance, or what's left of it. We need to stop the Red Ring before they wipe us off the map.
Out of the 3 people, do I like blue roses? I do.
Let's kick some Red Ring ass.
Out of the 3 people here, who would you want to go on a date with? Not sleep with, not marry, not be girlfriend, boyfriend with. Who would you want to go on a date with? Who do you think would be the best person to go on a date with specifically? Prism? I think Golem would be sick to go on a date with. Like, I wouldn't want to date them, but that's the things they could do would be super cool. No, of these 3 on the screen, not Royd. You can't pick Royd. Rating dispatch characters, 10 out of 10 across the board, except the one that felt young. Honestly, I Short King deserve it. What? Okay. We're gonna let some rest going on. See if we can make it through there. Let's throw some more in intellect. She's gonna be one of my go-tos, really. I think Coop is now not dating anybody because okay, dispose of this package safely.
We out here.
Girl, I wish you luck. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like Golem would be such a cool date, though. That's it.
Wait, someone's tracker is freaking out?
We'll do that hacking thing that you do.
All right, see how it goes. And Prism, I think, would be amazing. I don't think I could. Oh, no.
I don't have fucking time for this.
I'm sorry, hon. I'm sorry, honey.
Hold on, team. I just need to narrow down the tracker's location.
Golem's the youngest? Golem could be. So, yeah, no, I think Prism would be really cool, but I don't think I could live up to Prism, and I would just feel intimidated the entire time. Or, like, their energy would be way too much for me, you know? I feel like, does anybody know the Short King's actual name?
Asshole.
Punch Up. Okay, wow. So, yeah, I think Punch Up, he would just be like, you know, the classic knight drinks out on a town. Colm, his name is Colm. That's a Welsh name if I've ever seen one.
Warmer.
But yeah, I feel like he would just, you know, he'd take you out of town, or you'd just go out for drinks. Maybe you'd see a sports game. It'd be nothing I'd personally enjoy. Irish? Irish. Oh, that's right. Wow, have I upset the Irish? Is anybody here Irish? Wait, where are we going?
Nearly there.
There it is. You are Irish, and you're very upset? I'm sorry. Gaelic is a hell of a language it is. I'm mad at you. How dare my real name is Irish, but I ain't. I'm part Irish. Are you American Irish, or are you a different kind of Irish?
I don't know what's going on in the refinery or what's happening to Flambe.
Well, then what the fuck are we waiting for?
Okay, we need. Ooh, baby girl. Okay, we need things. Okay, we're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna heal you.
Showtime, baby.
We're gonna wake you up. We're gonna send our heavy hitters here. Good luck.
Prism to the motherfucking rescue, babe.
There it is. Woo!
Oh, for real? Just kidding. I know I was in my bag on that one.
Oh, I love that man. I love that man. Irish and German. I've seen a lot about this game. What is it about? Well, we're near the end of the game here, so if you don't want any spoilers. Oh, we need something smart. Oh no, the smart people are busy. The smart people are busy. Everybody's busy. Oh, I got nothing, baby girls. Called you Mr. Worldwide. I wish I had a funny accent. Is my accent funny? Or do I just sound too cool?
Sorry, I'm late. Phone was on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, what'd I miss? Oh, not much. Just the end of the fucking world. Good to know. I reckon we're gonna try and put a stop to that. Get your ass in gear, babe. We're putting in some mad OT.
You sound like Gene? I do sound like me. And I like that I sound like me. Nobody sounds like me. Oh, except some people. I don't mind spoilers. Perfect. Okay, well, this game is about... we deploy villains who are trying to be heroes to solve crimes, and then a bunch of story stuff. Like, most of the game is just clicking things. I don't mind spoilers. You got that radio host vibe? Oh, in a good way? I don't know. Why am I like so worried right now? Being like, what does that mean? Is that a good thing? Am I a bad thing? How are we doing with it? Hey! Thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. I can't believe they're all injured. Okay.
We've got several 487s at the mall.
So we're gonna... Oh, shoot. Okay, wait. Come on, rest up a little bit, girlies. I'm gonna send somebody out with her because she will heal them up. Come on. I mean, god damn. There we go. All right. You.
Oh, I got these.
Take him. Take her. We need these people.
Literally every fucking day.
Heal them up.
You are about to feel so much better.
Perfect.
And so am I.
Signal split. Can't look.
Oh, he's so good. Such a great story game. I love this game so much. 75% of our way to completing our goal. Heck yeah. I don't know what our goal is. But I'm excited to hit our goal, whatever it is. Oh, shoot, we need some intel. Thank you for the head pats. All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do this.
We're coming, Sonar.
Sorry, I'm not gonna apologize for being focused. We're playing a video game here. Y'all are here for me to play this game, ain't ya? Y'all like the fact that I play this game? Or do you secretly hate it and you're just like, ugh, gross, I can't believe you're playing this game. What are you, some sort of nerd who smells and talks funny? What is huh? Wait. Okay, so I need that. Give me a second while I try to figure this out. That was weird. I don't know why I couldn't get it earlier. Okay, it's got to be here, right? It's not one of these? Well, that's dumb. Okay, give me a sec.
Stay with me. Oh, come on.
Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay, we're getting close. It's gonna be the first one of these I lose. Come on down here, girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, 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 come on.
Got him.
Ooh, yeah. Sorry, you wouldn't know how to start what? What are we talking about? I missed out.
Okay, I've got sonar located. Red Ring's got him trapped by the yacht club.
We are not here to put socks on centipedes. Let's fucking get a move on.
Launch out. We've got to get there fast before he's too far out.
Bitch, get out.
I ain't got anybody who's fast.
Come on.
I ain't got anybody who's fast. I ain't got nobody who can maybe get that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Good luck, buddy.
I'm coming for you, baby.
Punch Up got no speed.
Too bad there's no Grammy for this.
What do you got? Nothing to lose to streaming? Oh! Y'all should definitely try streaming. It's a lot of fun. Should we do like a raid giveaway? Defuse a bomb. Okay, we need sonar for this. Maybe we'll do a raid giveaway where we'll do a vote thing. Oh, they're so slow. This has never been an issue before. This has never been an issue before of them being so slow. Ah! I have to send Punch Out to defuse a bomb. He is 0 intelligence.
Still on my feet.
I don't want to send him. I can't do it. I don't want to fly. Oh, don't laugh at me. Why are you laughing? Imagine streaming. I know Vanya streams. You know, I finished LuckyJene. I think I've traumatized myself. Why would you do that? We're gonna give him 1 intelligence. I'm giving him 1 intellect and hoping he can figure this out. You got it, buddy. I believe in you. He's screwed. He is so screwed. He is oof.
Thanks for saving my life. Let's never speak of this again.
We need all hands on deck and our trainees are pissing themselves. Can someone help me out?
Okay, girl, you got this on your own. You two go out.
Am I the only one seeing this?
Perfect.
Hey, not to be a buzzkill or whatever, but
It worked on Tiger and Bunny. Wait, what worked in Tiger and Bunny?
what are we willing to offer?
Oh, headbutting it?
Mal, have you been watching the TED Talks I sent?
Well, I see we've entered the negotiating with terrorists phase of the evening. Let's put a pin in this.
Woo! Lurk, thank you for the lurks, Tired Bunny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Doug! What's up, Doug? Doug da Bug. Hello, Bug. I like your name. Your name's a vibe. Your name's an absolute vibe. Oh, Honey Bunch, you ain't got this. Ooh! Ooh! No! It was going so well!
Get off and keep going.
Ah, it was going so well. Punching. He almost had that. He almost had that. I'm a little bit disappointed it didn't work. I would have been so excited. So excited. We got that one easy. Done. Why is Waterboy injured?
Gang's all here. Some of you in worse shape than others.
Mm.
Everything hurts.
They're great. They're great. Yes.
You look like
If you were a superhero and your power was based off of your current life, what power would you have? What power would you have based off of your current life, y'all? I don't know what mine would be. Probably something related to my voice. Ooh, thank you so much for the Wadim. And eventually learn how to draw Gene's hair from memory.
Give me 1 second.
Laziness. Laziness is not a power.
Fuck, what's your name?
Mine would be a
Phenoman?
character.
Hey, Phenoman. No, I'm good. Thought we talked about the melons.
Unfortunately, I signed up for the monthly melon subscription to save 10% on my purchase. 11 months remain.
That's great. You like saving, so how about you help save the fucking city?
It does sound better than 10% of $822.
Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said? Did you hear how much money he has? $822 because he wanted to save 10% on buying melon. On buying melon. I don't think he realized that the one basket of melon wouldn't have cost that much. Also, who buys a basket of just melon? Yeah, but you can't tell me that he's an alien and they didn't teach him any math. You can't tell him that he didn't, like, that there's not space math? What, they don't have percents in space? No, percents exist everywhere. Universal constants. My sister, well, cantaloupe is good. Yeah, but you wouldn't want to buy an entire basket of just melon if you're getting a fruit basket. He knew math. He knew math. He just dumb. He's a himbo. Leave him alone. So am I. Well, I guess I'm more of like well, no. I'm not. I'll be stupider. I'm sorry, chat.
Galen, can you just help him get into the hero pool?
Yes, sir.
Say what? Say what, Vanya?
Save on shipping by delivering it myself.
That sounds not worth it.
Mm-hmm. You can also just buy. Yeah, you could just buy melon. Make your own basket. I can't say a certain thing to you, Vanya. I can't say a certain thing to you because of a long-standing agreement. So I'm not going to say it.
Salutations. I have left the company of my far superior team to assist you.
Mm-hmm.
You may call me Phenomaman.
Phenomaman.
My name.
Yeah, he's depressed.
Is that the wet
Yes, give Jivits my uppies. Okay, sounds good. David Lurks for the team.
He knows who I am.
Water Boy's very excited to work with you.
He is depressed. Oh, phenomenal. Okay, what do we got?
Chad is using the chaos to summon their god through human sacrifice.
Oh, did somebody ask for Hellfire? Nothing beats the original. This will have to do.
That should work.
Get me on my jet right now.
Okay, escort Utopia to a private jet at Torrance and protect her along the way from both
Oh, what's it going to be this time?
I mean, I feel like this is gonna work. I feel like that's gonna work. I believe in him.
Stadium's on fire. We're suspecting explosives. We need backup.
Okay, yeah, you can go. You go put out the fires.
Wow.
And quick.
Scary.
But Mama Man, I believe in you.
Shit. The DTLA branch are all
Phenomenon.
spies.
Okay, we don't have much charisma out there right now. Baby girl, can I give you more charisma, or are you good? I believe in. Wait, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot needed for this.
Giant monster on the beach.
Oh, there's a lot. Shoot. Okay. You two make a great deal. Great pair. Hopefully we can finish off a few other people. We have coffee cups again. Okay. If I can get anybody to rest up, then I should be able to grab one of these. And we're going to... Wait, he's almost... All right, one sec.
You honor me.
Oh, wait. This is perfect. I'm a little stressed. Sorry. I'm so distracted and everything. Okay, perfect. Shoot. Okay. You.
Let's lock in.
I don't know what's needed here, but that takes care of most of the board.
Every time the city grows, it becomes larger.
Story ASMR. Oh, that's gonna be happening soon. That's gonna be happening so soon. Dang it.
Damn. We really did not need that right now, huh?
Ma na 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 na. Yes, but we're gonna have the McDonald's ASMR thingy happening very, very soon. Break off the red ring collar. Shoot. Attack with everything you got. We've got maximum strength. No way, it's not gonna work. Perfect. Nailed it. 50 Big Macs, home skillet? Potentially. I want to break off the collar, but I couldn't guarantee that I could make it. Unfortunately. Okay. Where do we got here?
Are you fucking... Oh, yes.
Left, right, up. 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 Got it, thank you. Uh-huh.
Fuck you.
And... almost. Dr. Pepper with... Wait, Dr. Pepper what? Dr. Pepper without ice and a large water. Y'all get ice at McDonald's? What's the vibe on ice? What's the vibe on ice? Are you a no ice kind of people? And are you a no ice because it's cheaper? Thank you for the... I don't trust the ice in the ice machines, honestly. I've heard too many weird stories about it. 4 cubes. Like, 4 giant cubes? Because, like, at least in the States, they overfill it.
I did not know so much pain could be felt on the inside.
Oh, yeah, easily depressed.
Outside was always so strong.
In Hong Kong? Ah, got you. Rather have ice from Cane's? I don't trust ice from anywhere, honestly. That's all it is. Ooh, reason with them. What's the reason? Yes! Freak? Yes, I am. How you doing, Philo Mark?
Great.
Oh, no.
Because fuck us, right?
Oh, no. This is awful.
Seeing this shit? What is that?
Whatever it is, it sounds like more shit.
Hey, Z-Team.
What?
Get a load of my new friends.
Oh, fuck, no way.
What?
Coop?
Yep,
First, slowly sip my soda between drinking water and not have it watered down. Interesting.
I'm not mad.
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Say, Coop. Why'd you have to go and spread those wings of yours?
If we want to save this city, we need to take Coop down.
Ooh.
Red Ring will scramble.
Ooh. Okay.
Sun Blazer down here. It's time we settled this my way.
Who? Who's Blazer? Oh, wait. Oh, that's the name of the girl, right? Okay, flambe. Okay, interrogate, subjugate. So... Oh, they're a good matchup.
Well, you gonna match my freak?
Literally every fucking day.
He's gay. Flambe is gay, right? Right? Do we all agree that because him and Prism hit it off too well? He's a yeah. He literally.
Know when to quit, do you?
We've located a second bomb, this time in the south side.
Okay, defuse the bomb. Oh, okay. Ah, dang it, my smart guy's not smart right now. Anyone give him any sort of intellect backup? Ooh, there we go. Yeah! Y'all got this. I believe in you. Easy. It is canon? Oh, thank God it's canon. Okay, I felt like but he like gets along with Prism so well, and let's like, you know. Bust the Torrance Terrace, secure the Red Ring tech.
Keep 'em coming.
Yeah, that should be good.
Oh, sick. I could visit my old weed guy. After we stop all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm. What'd the guy do? I didn't see him. I appreciate it. Don't say in chat what the guy did. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Uh-huh. Destroy the Red Ring's roadblock of stolen cars, fire trucks, and tanks. Brace yourself for oncoming fire and attacks. Okay, yeah, we're sending you. Whoo! Woo! Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be nice.
That's the spirit.
Okay. I trust the mods. I always trust the mods. Mods have not steered me wrong yet, except that time they were driving a car in the backwoods, and they're like, left turn, and then I crashed. Yeah, y'all, you shouldn't. I can't trust you to drive a car in the backwoods. Why am I getting? 1 second. I got a call for Joe. Even that bad. Bust the gang, do a thing. Bam, 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 bam. All right, let's see what they got. Let's see if we can get anybody. Okay, are we gonna have anybody who's gonna be unrested in just a second? Okay. Oh.
Got any Z-teamers nearby? I need help with evacuation.
Ooh, we are struggling. All right, thank you for the southern and also the aura. Thank you. And hi, Crucy. Thank you for the check-in. All right, easy. Bomb defused. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we won this. We got this. There ain't no way we ain't winning this. Look at this. Done. I did tell them that I'm not Mega Man. Work spouse, reach max synergy with hero duo. Oh yeah, man, these two do so good together. Oh, I love them. Nailed it. Why are you booing me? Don't boo me. All right. Y'all got this.
Couple. You aren't my typical romantic companion, but I could be persuaded.
What? I'm sorry. Deliver a large-ass matcha green tea latte with oat milk, 2 pumps. No! Screw yourself. You ain't worth any of my time.
I miss.
Yeah. Oh, drink water. Thank you, thank you. Cheers. Oh, come on.
Don't take it personally. Well, maybe a little.
All right, you and you. Y'all got this. I believe in it.
Ugh, I hate that part of town. And all parts of all other towns also.
Send Sonar down here right now. I've got a knife picked out just for him.
Why would I send Sonar? You're dumb. All right. Predict Coop's next move. Coop strikes. Coop's ooh. Sonar would actually be really good for this one. Yeah, I can't send Sonar. We're gonna have to give it a little bit of time here. If you'd stop being depressed, holy crap.
Found the distributor of the Red Ring tech. It's Mr. Fister.
Mr. Fister? Wait, what if I throw you?
If you are sure, I'm willing.
That crosses the part, so we cannot do that. We can do this. Oh, Good luck, baby girls. I believe in you.
My money's on Blazer.
Probably me.
Besides you, Golo. You're not allowed to bet on yourself.
Ah, damn. I forgot. What level is it?
Oh, hey. That's weirdly sweet. Thanks, man.
What's the bet?
Dang.
Left alive when all this shit goes straight to him.
Oh, no! No! Ah, we were so close, man. I'm doing so bad this one.
Everybody should step back.
All right, I'm doing so bad with this one.
Not in Torrance.
I need somebody smart.
Anyway.
Somebody give me somebody smart. Come on.
Right by the roadblocks, weaken the bridge. Guess we'll just have to hold it up ourselves.
Sorry, I'm so trying to figure this out. It just ain't working. It ain't working. Before it collapses, lend your strength. Okay, so we need strength to hold the bridge up.
Make way for me.
Hurry.
Holy shite, fuck.
Y'all, they're the best that we can do right now.
Flying over the same boring buildings. Now I've got new boring buildings to look at.
All right, we're gonna try out. Maybe y'all too.
Fucking rocks.
I believe in him. I believe in y'all. You got this. Maybe. Hopefully.
It'll be the last thing.
Gina the maid is mad stressed. I am stressed. This is so hard. This is so hard. All right, mental fortitude. I ain't know what that means. You freaking Santa? I knew it. Come give me some presents. Pause and hydrate. I am hydrating. Aim for the bonk. I'm still doing something. Damn. All right.
Watch me.
I wish I could send Flambe out immediately. Are you kidding me? Why was that the... Oh. Housing crisis.
But we pay good money for this service. What else could possibly be keeping you?
No civilians are in immediate danger. It said, you know what? Go for it, buddy. I believe in you. I don't care.
Hey, that Red Ring creep Smilemore took over the radio station. She's trying to brainwash the citizens.
Shoot. Shoot. Ah! How am I doing? I'm okay. How you doing? Yeah, he failed this one. He failed this so hard. There ain't no way. No way! You kidding? You're kidding me.
Half man, half bat, all.
All right. I have nothing I can send out here. I can... Wait. There it is. Baby boy.
What's happening?
I wish you the best of luck. You might die tonight.
Wow. Okay. That felt great. Thank you.
You might die tonight. But I believe in you, baby girl. I believe in you, baby girl.
Can I? Am I ready for this?
Probably not. Probably not. Good luck, baby. He's gonna die.
She's smiling like she's happy, but she's
Uh-huh.
clearly disturbed. Right?
You ain't ready for this? Call me a BOGO bitch.
Waterboy's gonna die, chat. I'm sorry, lovelies. Voidlings, he's gonna die. I'm trying to, I like Waterboy. I love that man. But what is this? What is okay. No. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Fritz, what the fuck is going on?
She wants, okay. If I have too much charisma, I'm screwed, okay? If I have too much charisma, I'm screwed. But it also wants me to have charisma? Excuse me? That was intentionally made so that it's almost hard to beat, you know? Feel me? You dig? Ah. Okay. Convince me to turn back. I know, Pebbles, I know, and I know this is supposed to be hard for a reason, but also, like, man. If I had known. All right, here we go. Woo! They want slightly flirty, not full flirty. There you go.
Finally get the team to be a team. Then they gotta go solo dolo when it count the most.
We're just failing slower.
That's how it
Yeah.
feels, bro.
Yeah.
Hitting us everywhere.
I know, Pebbles, you're right, you're smart, and you're a genius, but like,
Hey, listen up.
hi,
This is
Vividly.
working. This is
Good to see you, sweetie.
Okay, to send us to every corner of the city, spreading us thin, forcing us to travel back and forth. No more coming back to base between calls. Okay, we stay out for as long as we can.
Plan is for us to get more tired than we already are.
He knows our procedure, so he's predicting our moves. So, we need to switch it up.
Oh no, this is bad.
What happens today will live on and...
And then, first battle we break will be the one where we say some inspiring shit, or try to at least.
Coming up on that. Be careful out there, team.
Yeah, so I'd prefer we avoid this going forward.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
We're just visiting from Canada. We have no part in this. Please let us
Destroy a red ring. Reach the civilians before the automatons do. Okay.
Fuck yes.
Be cool.
I'm gonna give Waterboy a little bit more.
Okay, you have to stop calling me that.
That'll bounce him out, and that'll get him healed. That's what we need. Okay.
To speak with Blunt Blazer about the terms of my employment.
Okay, so we don't want too much speed. Heck, we might be able to do whatever we want. Yeah. 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 Easy.
Take a good look. It'll be the last
Holy crap, we're doing it! I know, right? Honestly, why would you come to the city? It's like, imagine going to Gotham, and being like, you know, I couldn't imagine what would happen, then I would get attacked by people.
The one attacking the Frigo space.
Enhance durability, Red Ring Lieutenant. Hit Beefcake hard, hit Beefcake fast. All right, baby girl. Yeah, I know, you're going. You're going. Fast and hard.
Now we're talking.
Fast and hard.
Whoa! Okay, that's a lot of ground to cover.
No! It wasn't in it! It wasn't in it! I didn't, it wasn't touching!
It's too good for you.
Ah! I thought it was outside of it.
See for myself.
Dang. No. I went to Gotham and I got robbed by the Joker. I couldn't. There's a bunch of guys and they're holding up the bank and there was this bat guy who was super freaking weird. Yeah, no. I wonder why that happened. Crazy. Okay, let's see what's happening here.
You fired me. First mistake.
What the flip happened there? First off, get back up, girl. Okay, strike weak spots. Girl.
Let's fucking go.
What is this red? What is all this red? What's the red? What's the red?
You just don't know when to
I'm so confused.
You're done for.
Oh, what's it going to be this time?
Thank you for the head pats.
Yeah, fuck them up.
There we go. Be smart.
Dang, I didn't know we had it like that.
Holy crap. Okay. Oh, we're so screwed. I'm so screwed. I'm so screwed. You said fast and hard. You didn't.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
I've got you.
Wait a second. Blaze.
Hey!
Oh, damn, Blazer's here.
Hey!
See you in trouble, and I just can't help myself.
Well, that's great because I'm in deep shit pretty much constantly.
I was not expecting to see my former lover at a time like this.
So good. Okay. Get smart. Mom to the rescue. Hell yeah. I'll bang her after. I mean, this brings her back into the side of like me liking her. Okay.
Attacked the Vincent Thomas Bridge and is now escaping on the USS Iowa. Need assistance in the pursuit.
Good luck.
Help! We're trapped on the bridge!
Do me? Fucking rocks.
Prism, Prism, I need you, baby girl. Prism, I need you, baby girl. Prism, I need you. Why aren't you going? Prism, I need you. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Prism, baby girl, what are you doing? I brought you back already. I need you, Prism. Sweetie. Well, look, hey. Why are we, excuse me. Why are we clipping? What are we clipping?
It's fucking rules.
Good luck. Oh, now Prism is up. No. There it is. There it is. There it is. Whew.
Just give up already.
Come on. Easy.
I, didn't know I could do that.
Red Ring stole a copter.
That's why I sent you.
I love a symmetrical.
Chase after the helicopter. Tank the shots. Pinpoint the appropriate landing. Okay, this is gonna be difficult for them, but they got 2 of 3.
Our old commute was shit.
Hey, don't judge me for struggling with a puzzle game. I love these kind of games. Honestly, this game has nailed it so hard for me. You don't even know. You don't even know how hard this game makes me. No.
If you are sure, I'm willing.
I think this is literally the closest we can get without failing. Ooh, thank you so much for the redeem.
Enjoy this.
Stop clipping me. Easy, nailed it. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna make another video of calling you all out tonight, by the way, because I'm actually gonna be hanging out with a friend after stream, so I need to make a quicker video. No. Yes.
We might just pull this off.
Come on, you heard the man.
Yeah.
Push.
I expect a key to the goddamn city after this shit.
All gas, no brakes, baby.
Okay, call me out then. Call me out right now. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear your call outs. Let me hear some call outs. Come on, lovelies. What do you got for me? I want to hear some call-outs. You know what? Maybe I'll make a video where I just read off the call-outs that I was given. I'm a stinky dog. Lies and slander. Come on, what else you got? You ain't got nothing on me. You ain't got nothing.
Let me see for myself.
Oh, give her everything I got? Can you give me a few more minutes? Wait, he's almost done. 5, 4, 3. Come on, give me a present, give me a present, give me a present. I need present, give me a present. That should count!
Looks like I picked the better team.
I'll do my hardest. Hardest?
Okay. Spending $60 on something to use a $5 item. Hey, you're a perfectionist that when things go wrong can't accept the grace that you give others and let it ruin your day. What do you mean I'm a perfectionist? What have I done? Sometimes I forget to feed you. I do. What do you mean I'm a perfectionist? What have I done yet that has tried to be perfect? Infiltrate. I don't know. We're just gonna throw some things at this. Yeah. I want you to be smart, boy. So, there you go.
Burn down those amigos. Man, no one else gets the tostada shell as crispy.
Not the butter, Gene. Eat dice, apparently. I didn't eat dice. Why did that blow up? Why did that blow up?
Yo, Red Ring's infiltrated the comms. Someone's messing with our systems.
Okay, fine. I am very hard on myself. That.
What? I hate this.
You know what? Give me 3 or 4 good ones, and then we'll talk. I need more. No, I need more. The perfectionist one is good. What are we doing here? What am I doing here?
Huh. It's a path.
Oh. Well. I am forgetful. True facts. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, dang.
All those augments for nothing.
Okay, so I'm absent-minded and I'm ADD and I'm forgetful. I'm a perfectionist to the point that I don't give the forgiveness to others that I should be giving to myself. You lack the outside perspective to see your own worth and progress, and you compare yourself to others when you're very capable of forging your own path. I mean, damn. Okay. Give me a second while I copy these down so I can read these back. Oh. But like, okay, let me go grab the one from earlier, Solian. You praise from external sources and validation because you don't feel worthy of yourself. Okay. Okay, there's 4 good ones. Whew. I mean, if you want to hit me with another one, but so far we have, you lack the outside perspective to see your own worth and progress, and compare yourself to others when you're very capable of forging your own path. I say I want to talk about things, but talk about everything except the subject I originally intended. I need praise from external sources and validation because I don't feel worthy myself. And I'm a perfectionist that when things go wrong, can't accept the grace that you give others and let it ruin your day. Well, a few of the redeems I intentionally act like I hate because it makes people interact with it more and they enjoy doing it more because I act more tsundere. Yeah, sorry to put that one thing. All right, I'm gonna go sleep immediately now. Good night, sleep well. The one, okay, so the uwu one is I'm fine with, technically. I'm such a good dog, it can be annoying, but I'm fine with. Oh no! I forgot to click it. The whiny voice I'm 50-50 on.
Their plan is to attack the Torrance branch directly.
Okay.
Hold the line.
The mayor is trying to fight them? Girl, what? I wish you luck. Believe in you.
We'll get through this, I'm sure of it.
You did lose the whiny voice. I'm such a good doggy. Okay. We're about to say ain't no way. Ain't no way we're losing that one.
No fucking way. Well done. Hey, great work, team. Couple more calls and we're...
No! Honestly, Solian, some of those were actually really good and helpful for my brain, and I appreciate it because they are things I need to hear.
Backup generator?
Should already be on.
I appreciate that. I can take tough love. I hope you all know that. Oh, we were I told people chat to call me out on myself, and they did, and some of them hit hard, and they were good. You got this, PP boy.
Take care of him.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna use them. I hope y'all don't mind that I use it for a TikTok. And welcome to Colorado, where it is a one.
Trusted you, Vizzy. You were wrong for this. I defended for you.
Fucking put me down. I didn't do anything.
No.
I'm in a one consent state, so technically.
You think I'd let you catch me if I was doing that? Use your head.
Good.
The fuck is going on?
You can't stop me even if you want to.
Oh, fuck off.
I know, right? Honestly. God. Ooh. He's a big boy. He's big boy in every way.
Never again.
Whoa. Holy shit. Is that the real?
She bring the keys to steal the car, but I stop her.
You fucking idiots. You need me.
We do need her.
You already do enough.
You don't know what's coming. coming.
What are you talking about?
Oh, he wears glasses? I want to see him with glasses. Put glasses. I don't remember seeing him with glasses. Put the glasses on. Put the glasses on. Put the glasses on. Roy, put the glasses on. I mean, jeez.
Fuck, we under attack. Watcher, don't get the power back.
You need my help.
You helped enough. I going.
No, wait. Call in the Z team. They're ready to handle something like this.
That's not gonna work. They have jammers up. You're not gonna be able to call out or call in. That's why this place isn't already swarming with heroes.
Yeah.
I sure know a lot about the plan for someone not involved.
Look, they tried to recruit me. Of course they did. But I said no.
Bullshit. Watcher.
I believe we got this. We got this.
Power back on. I moved your Mecha Man suit to the rec room. Here. Take this.
Mwah. Oh, that's not what he was. He wasn't kissed. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, I thought I was going a different direction.
I'm not walking home from fucking yoga.
All I got, brother. Hey, don't listen to her kind of bullshit, okay? You keep her tied up.
I'm untying her. Yeah, y'all know I'm untying her, right?
I got some pepper spray you can borrow if that's not enough.
Like, yeah, no, we're untying her. At this point, it's just like I don't care if I trust her or not, but like either A, I'm gonna get killed. I'd rather get shot in the back quickly so I don't see it happening, or just, you know, let her out. She don't like this.
What? Why are you looking?
You didn't lie to me, but you didn't tell me the truth.
That's it.
I'd love to sit here and explain it all to you, but a pile of red ring assholes are streaming into the building right
Come on.
I just don't understand why
You have one chance. One chance. One chance.
after you.
Well, he did.
So if I gave it to you, he'd have the pulse right now.
Okay.
I was trying to protect
That's what I called the Xbox back in the day.
Well, the internal.
I didn't. I never had a red ring Xbox.
Making me feel all that protected right now.
Come on, you got the chance, girl. Come on. Come on.
Thumbstick.
What?
It's his name, because he sticks you with. They're all fucking idiots, Robert, but they're dangerous. I'm not fucking around. Untie me. He looks stupid, but he is a killer. You don't have powers. You need my help. Just let me.
No, we're untying her because if she's tied up, she might get killed. Like, I mean, honestly, think about this at a base level. I'm not leaving anybody tied up when there's people coming in who could possibly kill her.
What did he do that for?
Oh, I fucking wonder, Vizzy. Why would he lock up his tools around invisible criminal thieves?
Robert.
So yeah, like I mean, she might just be murdered randomly, or oh, sorry, I'm such a good doggy, and also,
Are we in kindergarten?
Oh wait, we're gonna do that later. Oh, it's fine, Galactic Girl. It will be put up on the archive channel later. Thank you, Jays. Welcome to the menagerie, my new little voidling. He's got a pace. You're kidding me. People are talking about Dispatch. They hate that they missed it. Piss on the floor, my guy. You're raiding this place. Thank you, Vanyas. Appreciate it.
Hey, nice job. Nice.
Why'd you walk in the pee-pee?
Why are his nuts out?
Oh, thought that was normal. You mind helping him?
Why would you crinkle cut your balls through your zipper if you don't have What are you asking me?
Can you just put his dick away? Feels like the dignified thing to do.
Dignified for who?
I know the guy I know, and it's bad enough he's unconscious.
Fuck no. You do it.
What?
You know the guy. It's not like...
Fine, Jesus. That's disgusting.
Don't wipe his ball gunk on me. It doesn't bother me. Oh, look how hot he is. I mean...
Wait, shouldn't we stick together? I hate it when she does that.
Man, sorry. Did I jump scare everybody? Did I jump scare anybody? Roy is just chef kiss. Mwah. I kiss him with my chef. I don't have a chef. I'd make out with that man. I mean... Man, I'd make out with a lot of people in this game, let's be honest. Proto number 19. Thank you for the ooh. Appreciate it. Man just boxing these. Dude, okay, but you can use the gun. Like, you can only reach... I think the stretch. It would have been nice to have a gun. Use the gun! Thank you for the head pats. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh. Oh. No, but like there's a distance thing. Like he threw a body at somebody else. That's gonna knock him out. A gun will kill people. You can also use a gun. I understand your fingers are big, but like your little pinky will fit in the Anyways.
You really outdid yourself.
The man is Becca again. Stuck riding a bike, huh?
No, Gibbets. No. No. Roy already has 2 guns. Yeah, this one and this one. Ugh.
Obviously, the suit doesn't work with.
I support Royd wrongs.
Really nice of you to bring it to us.
I support women's rights and wrongs.
If he wasn't dead.
Shrod killed him. Like he's gonna kill you.
Oh, he definitely named his arms.
That break their fucking arms.
Bratty acid. Boku. That's good.
Right. Sure. We can break all their arms right before we kill them. Super weird crime scene. Or just
We're gonna break all your arms before we kill you. Super weird crime scene, you know.
And we'll let you live.
With broken fucking arms.
Of course.
Both arms. Each one gets broken.
Everyone gets it, okay? We see the casts. You're making it weird.
You want it? Come and claim it.
What a fucking dork.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you're telling me you're not referencing... Who says claim?
I do, motherfucker. I'm not referencing shit. That's a Mecha Man original.
Crazy, right?
I mean, I don't think he has much options. Because he's like acid if he puts on pants. So fucking cool! Yeah, we're gonna break his arms! Nailed it. Kinda hot? What are acid-proof pants?
Just another promise you didn't come through on. That's what this is all about? You needed to power.
Why was that mech kinda hot?
It's not stupid.
Glass pants. Alright.
Plugging yourself into a nuclear reactor. No. I'm gonna use the pulse to change the world.
Hey, can we just skip this part? I don't need to know what you would have done if I didn't stop you.
Which I'm about to do.
Ooh, we're synced up!
They don't like that.
Smash. I'm not gonna pick. Something. No, I think it's very much like, do y'all know Taskmaster? Taskmaster is oh, and there's certain assets are like they won't be hit by certain stuff. They won't be hit by like certain acids will not eat through certain plastics. So it depends on the kind of acid. So hypothetically, if you use a specific kind of acid, there could be a certain plastic you can make pass. Anyways, Taskmaster. I think he's more of a Taskmaster kind of guy where he's like syncing up with you. Not necessarily like future sight, more of like just understanding. I'm a nerd, y'all. There, we'll turn it up a little bit.
Is this just a warm-up
Wow. I don't say actually.
Still got that new car shine.
Thank you for the follow, Jazzy. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
Just showing up 30 seconds ago.
Sorry to disappoint.
Platypus. Poisonous. Venomous.
Well, then it's a good thing I can't even predict what these idiots are gonna
Venomous claws.
What the fuck?
Z-Team! 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 Woo! Woo! Z-Team! Where's Prism? Yeah! Get him, Sonar! There you go! Get him, baby! Bury the platypus! Z-Team! Z-Team! Z-Team!
Doesn't matter if I'm fighting one or all. The outcome is the same.
Yeah, is it all the same? Get him, short stack. Punch out, I mean. Oh! Alright, boyo. That was crazy. I feel like you could probably water gun them directly, but, you know, throw yourself up in the air like that, baby girl. Now, the reason why he was surprised is because it was Prism. That was a copy of her. It wasn't actually blonde. Is what my favorite word. Baby girl? Wait, what word did I say? Because the game I wanted to play. I do like baby girl. But I like calling people baby girl and all the other ones. I want to play. Sonar is great. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Galactic. Honey Bunch too. I love Honey Bunch. I love like cute names for people, you know? Oh, I wasn't looking. It's one of my favorite words. I like nicknames. Honey Bunch, Honey, darling, sweetie.
From Collision was appropriate.
It was phenomenal.
I like bruh. All right, bruh. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Mess him up.
You know you're not technically on the team anymore, right?
Oh, great. Well, I'll just go then.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. You two can kiss. That's valid. You two should kiss.
We never finished our dance, Mecha Man.
Actually, I got the guy for you.
Wow, you really think this little fucking Lucky Charm is a match for me?
He's got a special move.
He's only punching dicks. He's only punching dicks. And he went back home forever and ever.
Robert, this isn't working. He knows our next move before we do.
I've never been more insulted in my life. You fire me, a literal assassin, for some moronic bumfuck bat boy? He shits in the parking lot. Did you know that? Ask the cleaners how much guano they come across.
Being a professional yourself, you should know.
Well, it's personal for me.
Ooh, I'm locked in, chat. Let's get it. Let's get it. We're almost there. Mwah. Good night.
You're not the boss of me, bitch, so you don't get to tell me who and who not to murder anymore.
Hey,
Yep,
we're your
I would be.
Please,
There's an auto redeem, but there you go.
and earn your spot back on the Z team.
Whoa.
But you made me realize I never actually did.
Oh, come on.
I'm just doing what's right for me.
Brody, you got fired from a job.
Z team. What a stupid name.
You just got fired from a job. Like. Thank you for the head pats.
I'll try to get you an opening.
It ain't like that bad. Thank you for the hydrate. I can't hydrate right now though, you're gonna have to wait. Don't let her fall, don't let her fall, don't let her fall. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, what the f— What got me? Oh, it wouldn't let me pull down further. I think I accidentally clicked a button. It was just like weirdly hard. I think they intended to make it like a harder pull because it would be cool, but also that means that my mouse didn't move as far as it needed to. Good morning, Beamy. Hello, Mimi. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the menagerie.
Oh, maybe if you grip it with the 7-1 and hold it with. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
This— oh, shoot, I quit paying attention. Dispatch. Ooh, shoot. Come on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Okay, wait, 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 Oh, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff going on. Oh god. Okay, I got this. Oh no! Ah! 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 Oh jeez! Oh jeez! Oh jeez! Oh jeez! Oh, huh?
Crowd's got a new suit now.
Huh?
How long was I out?
What? Huh?
You're not the only one who wasn't born with powers.
Huh?
That amulet.
Oh.
Holy shit. Look at you.
Ah, look at you.
Oh shit, yeah, look at me. Shit, no, look out.
Oh, what?
No.
Hey.
Razor always did have a soft spot for helpless losers. Fuck off.
She was a magical girl. She was a fairy. Play the part. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Get it. Ooh, girl. Mess up. Rip him up. Rip him up. Rip him up. Oh, that was intense. You are water boy. You got this, water boy. Z team, Z team, Z team. Please tell me you're not throwing the invisible girl at this. Why would you throw the... all she can do is go invisible. Oh, okay. 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 Phenomenal! Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Super Spirit Bomb! My day is good. Purple.
That's it? Let's go again. Anybody want to go again? Yeah. You're alive. Nice.
You too. Nice. New, look.
Why? What happened? I still look good, right?
The French soccer player is going through something.
No!
Track star. Well, that is a surprise. Please, Elliot, put him down. Oh, this fat fuck. Like this. Why is everyone so tense? Don't worry. I'm not gonna drop him. This track blondie there'll just swoop in and catch him anyway. So yeah, no. If I'm killing this dog, I'm gonna be sure he dies.
Know this. If you hurt him,
That's,
you
yeah.
will die.
Yeah.
No shit. So, why don't you, and only you, Robert, fly your suit up here and give me my fucking astral pulse. Oh, and if the rest of you could surrender.
We're jumping him. We're jumping him. We're jumping him. He's dead. He's dead.
Come on out. Don't be shy.
Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. You know what to do. You know what to do. There it is. Please tell me you were smart. Please tell me you were smart.
I knew this little sloppy guy is your weakness. I knew you'd take, what is it you call her? Invisigal. That you'd take Invisigal under your wing, teach her the ways, extra credit. That's why we planted her here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she works for us too. She gets 2 paychecks for the same job. Look at her. Oh, she's embarrassed.
No.
All that to say,
Triple cross. Triple cross. I believe in her. I believe in her.
and once I have the pulse, I won't need to predict. I'll just know. So don't fuck around, Robert. Not right now.
Triple cross. I believe in him. Got this. All right, Robert, you give him number 19.
Same time, I just want a fair exchange.
Just don't be an idiot and try to give me the shitty prototype. I'm a bad person, but I'm a man of my word. Give me my pulse.
No.
Stupid dog. You all hear that?
Can we give him both?
Through all the game theory on this moment 1,000 times. I'm not steps ahead. I'm miles. So, don't fucking test me.
Both.
What the fuck is this, Robert?
You said you wanted the Astropulse. I gave it to you. One of those is it.
They look fucking identical, Robert.
Yeah!
Smart of you. Because, you know what? I'm not a smart guy. So, the only way to keep you from knowing what I'm doing is to not have any idea what I'm doing.
Y'all, thank you for preparing me for that one.
All the time. I trust my gut and I take my best guess. Just like you used to do. Before you plugged all those fucking Christmas lights into your head. Before you were afraid to make your own decisions, Elliot.
Maybe we wait till we get home?
Fuck you.
Do you think it's actually 50-50 chance?
That was worth the wait.
Feel that, you fucking fucks? I told you. I fucking told you, Clouds. You feel the power?
I see it now. I can see it all. It's all there. Every permutation.
You know, yeah, most people can't really see infinity.
Fuck. Wait.
Just a hunch, but I'm starting to think that you guessed wrong.
No. It's just...
Even if he did see infinity, like, there's no way he could hold up with that.
Invisibitch. Just in time. Be a dear and help me get this.
Come on. Oh, yo! Hey! What?
What the fuck?
What's the matter, Shroud? Didn't see that coming.
I thought she was gonna knock him out or so. Ah! Oh, wow. That was murder. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I mean, we did tell her that oh, boy. No, no, beef, beef, beef! Tell us a mentor. Yeah. Beef has no thoughts. To be fair, I mean, she could have knocked him out. She killed him. He was not violent against her. That's murder. Was it justified? Sure, but it's murder. Oh, Beef licked up blood.
There's a story out there that Shroud was actually killed by a former SDN employee. Care to comment?
That I don't think I can
Collaborated?
No, but it is corroborated. I cannot corroborate that account of the story, but I can say that
Thank
she
you,
did us a
Flambe.
damn favor because that Shroud motherfucker had to go. Oh shit, can I not cuss?
It's fine. We can bleep it out.
Well, and shit, that's the only reason I'm talking. Point the camera over. These are the real heroes right here. This is the team that thwarted Shroud in the bed ring.
Does your team have a name?
Z-Team! These fuckers are the best heroes in the whole motherfucking SD.
Actually, I'm hearing now we can't bleep the curse words. Reporting live. from SDN
Reporting live.
You did good, huh, brother? Z-Team saved the day. We get you returned to the Mecha Mans. Defend SDNs.
No, you did good, my friend. What you pulled off with that suit is...
He's amazing.
Nah. It's not the hard part, fella. All you guys do the hard things.
Royd, you were throwing
Yeah.
those red ring fuckers around like graduation caps.
They're too small, bro. Too small.
No joke, I started to feel bad for them. It was mesmerizing.
Yep, that was a fun scrap for sure. I'm getting some sleep, bro. A lot of cleanup tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Mecha Man.
We can't bleep them. This is live. Oh no. See, she looks so much prettier now. Look at her.
No, must be some mix-up. Easy mistake. I mean, she looks scary.
What do you think? Did they earn a pardon?
Is that my call?
You're the one that'll have to work with them. Again.
Forgive.
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
I'm 6'1".
Hey! Yeah, no, they're with us.
I get why she ended up where she ended up. I understand her. We'll give her a chance. It was kind of our fault that she ended up how she did.
So, you maybe got an extra one of those?
I do, actually.
Really? I mean, where'd all the extra beers come from?
Oh, there's a ton of booze in the rec room. That's where they got it. I'm honestly shocked it hasn't turned into an issue. Oh, shit. No powers.
I got it. Forced to open beers like a normie.
Mm-hmm. See, this is so much nicer.
I've I've had half a beer and I'm already feeling it.
So, is that permanent?
Nah, he's borrowing it until we can figure out a different solution for his issue.
I love this.
Right,
Ah,
well,
this feels so good.
Death issue.
That's the one.
Well, looks like he'll enjoy well.
So good. So good.
So obvious when you look back. She never bought in, did she?
I think there was a chance at some point.
What do you think Vizzy's gonna do now? I figured she was kind of a loner, but she took Shroud's mask.
Hope she's
Not sure how to
okay.
read that.
I don't know. I just hope she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
How do you all feel about it? How do you all feel about Invisigal? What do you think she'll do?
So does this mean the team's off?
Serves a second chance. She'll come see us. Yeah, I believe in her. I mean, I think she might like. Thank you for the Olivia. I think she might go the criminal route, but like she's a thief at heart. She's not like a mastermind of evil. I think she'll do crime, but she's gonna be like an anti-hero.
That's new.
Yeah, I owe you.
You know.
So about busy, but instead I'm just gonna try to make you throw up.
Be gay, do crimes. Exactly, exactly. Kiss.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably her best route as an anti-hero. I hate to say it, but like I hope we gave her just enough to you know, learn some proper things. But now she can work through stuff. Who is this guy, by the way?
Hey, are you taking a picture? What's happening? Okay, that's enough.
Let's be careful with your dispatcher.
Careful, everybody. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, instantly painful, actually.
Yeah. They did. Well, lovelies, we beat the game. Y'all, this was a lot of fun. Thank you all for hanging out and going through this game with me. I know it's been a while. We've been playing it for a little bit, but you know what? We did great. You all did great. And I'm so happy I got to share this with you. I'll get you Happy Meals. We'll give you uppies to everyone needs them. New game tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Yeah, I guess there will be a new game tomorrow. I don't know what yet. And now we're going to be back in the situation where Gene has to find a game. I did hydrate, thank you. Where Gene has to find a game he actually likes again. So we'll see how long that takes. You'd be surprised how long it takes me to find games I actually enjoy. Amanda the Adventurer? That is a horror game though, right? I might, but I usually want to do like a planned thing for horror games so people kind of prepare for it. Slime Rancher is going to be a game I might start doing at the start of streams. I think I do own it. Yes. I am 6'4" exactly. Not an inch more, not an inch less. I have done Resident Evil. I'm not big on 2 or like 3. I did beat 4 on stream. I would need somebody else to do 5 with, and maybe 6. Maybe I'll find somebody to collab with to do 5 and 6. What's the new one? 8? Well. Oh, that's Silent Hill. I will not be doing Silent Hill. I did try to play Silent Hill a bit. Sorry about that. I did try to play Silent Hill for a bit, but it really just... I don't know. I hated the new Silent Hill. It wasn't a bad game, don't get me wrong, but I feel like too much stuff was made to try to... Okay, 30% of players let Invisigal kill him. 87 players trusted Invisigal. Thank you for the follow. I like other Silent Hills, but the new one, The new Silent Hill. Yes, you and 4% of players, being 4% of players were smart. Should not have fallen for anybody. Anyways, yeah. So the new one felt like they put too much stuff to slow it down. I didn't like how the combat system was. Like, the combat system was fun, but it felt like it belonged in a different game. Yeah, I completely refuse the coffee run. Prison was amazing. I did awful. But we beat it. We beat it. And I'm better than 50% of people. I'm dead center, lovelies. Look at that. I'm dead center. Ah, that's so cool. Oh, I've never done Life is Strange. Life is Strange is an option, too. I'm also broke right now, lovely. So until next pay period, I will not be getting anything. So we'll have to go something I currently have. All right. Well, everybody, it has been fun today. We went a little bit longer, but I wanted to finish off the game today. So, I'm going to find somebody to raid, but out of a 1 out of 10, how do you rate the stream today? How do y'all feel about today's stream? 1 to 10. Give me a nice little rating. What do you feel? 10 out of 10, 69, 1,000. Ooh, that's a lot of 10s. That's a lot of 10s. 8, Pebbles, valid. Fully valid. 8 seems, I think, a pretty solid one for today. Legitimately, I think 8 is like where I'd probably rank it. Like, I felt good energy. There's times when things got down a little bit, but, you know, overall, kept up energy pretty nicely. Not enough barking? Sorry. Ruff, 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 ruff. Thank you for the subscription! Woo! Tier 2, heck yeah. Thank you, Hella Alpha Wolf Girl Soft. Oh, thank you. Okay, so. Wait, let me see. Is Cha-Cha still? Okay, Cha-Cha's doing great. We'll leave Cha-Cha alone. I've never raided into Ricky VT before. Let me take a quick little look-see-loo here real quick. We're gonna take a Yes. Okay, cool. I think we're gonna raid into Ricky VT. They seem pretty cool. I've never actually talked to them much, but yeah. I just know that they're in amazing shape. I mean, dude is gorgeous. All right, cool. Y'all ready for me to send you over to Ricky VT? Y'all be the best. I appreciate y'all so very, very much. Vanya, I may want to, if we can update the lucky raid thing to be my red and black hearts, I would really, really appreciate that. I could do it myself, but yeah, I'm just letting you know. All right, y'all have been amazing. Y'all have been so cool. This has been an amazing stream. I had such a great time. I really do appreciate all of you. Thank you. Mwah. I'm going to send you all off. Behave yourselves. Copy that raid message. And I'll see y'all later. Bye for now.